Hey, hi, welcome to another session by my side. So today I am going to explain about to DevOps basic tools and what are the major tools has to learn who is are planning to learn about DevOps. So basically DevOps is nothing but uh, it development dev DevOps DevOps. So in the DevOps there is a development and operations in between DevOps team will be working. So in this process there are many tools will come. So basic is, so one operating system has to be no anyone is learning to gaining knowledge in DevOps means, so they have to have a good knowledge on one operating system. So operating system may be a Windows or Linux. So majorly Linux is the most preferable operating system for the DevOps. So one more is version control tool. Version version control tool. So version control tool is nothing but if you want to save the codes from the your operating system to remote. So there is a DV one more famous distributed version control tool is there. So that is called GitHub. Okay, so GitHub will be act as a central remote repo, and we can have a local repo also by installing Git in operating system like Linux. Okay, so version control to GitHub has to be the knowledge has to be knows. So basically why you have to use GitHub means sharing the storing the files and directories from the local to remote repo, as well as same vice versa, remote to and local repo. So we can have a modification of the codes in locals. After that changes done, we can push into the remote repo. Okay, so one more is mm, Maven. So Maven is nothing but is a build tool. Is a build tool. Build tool means Java application, Java based applications build tool. Build tool. Okay. So this is used to convert the jar files from the codes. There are some major seven, basically seven Maven goals is there. Maven goal is there. So I explained in earlier videos. So we can go through it. So what are the seven Maven goals? And this is the Maven has to be learned. After that, Tomcat is nothing but web applications server, which is used to deploy the Java file to the application servers. Okay, Apache Tomcat. And one more, how to store the artifact IDs from the build tools, like generated Java files from the Maven. So we can have a JFrog, as well as Nexus is there. So these two tools are used to store the jar or var file generated from the generated from Maven. Okay, so this is the one thing. One more thing is, after storing jar file, so this has to be there is a one more is sonar queue sonar queue we use to check the quality of the code. Okay, so in between, and Jenkins is a CI CD tool. CI/CD tool is nothing but whatever changes happen in the development team, so that has to be integrated to deploy that code into the production environment without any manual intervention. So there are some concepts will come in Jenkins like writing like pipeline. So pipelines and setting up setting up master and slave node concept, master node, master node and slave node concepts will come. Okay, and one more thing is the plugins. So plugins, how to install the plugins. So plugins is nothing but it is an added applications to the existing applications. Okay, so plugins and how to create, how to add the user, how to add the user and give the permissions. So those things will comes in the Jenkins. So major it is the important tool in the Devops uh, Devops environment. So everyone has to be knows this Jenkins. There are so many CI/CD tools is there, but I am explaining about Jenkins CI/CD tools. Okay. So one more is after that Jenkins there will be Docker. Docker is used to create the containers. Used to used to containerize the used to containerized is the applications. It means so whatever the applications required dependencies, binaries, runtime environment, we can group it into a in a containers. So Docker are used to create the containers. There are some concepts will come in the containers. Basically, how to create what is Docker image, Docker images, Docker images, Docker file, how to write Docker files, then Docker Swarm, Docker Swarm, Docker Compose, Docker Compose. So those things, those topics will comes into in the Docker. So basically, Docker is used to run and deploy the applications in the containers. Okay. So one more thing, Ansible. Basically, Ansible are used to as a configuration management tool. It is in configurations management tool which is used to configure the n number of servers. Okay, and we can install any application from the target. We can install the n number of applications or configuration from the target servers. Okay, so by writing YAML file, YAML, by writing YAML file is nothing but playbook. Okay, playbook we will call as a playbook. So playbook will consist of YAML extension. YAML is nothing but yet another markup language. Okay, so this is the one thing. So we can write a configurations related in information in the playbook itself. Okay, so one more thing is after Ansible, one more thing is uh, Kubernetes will come. Kubernetes is nothing but container orchestration tool. Container orchi orchestration 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 tool. It means we can manage the containers. Okay, we can manage the containers. Here there are some concepts will come like master master and slave or worker, master and worker node. Okay, so there are some major components are there in master and worker node. Okay, so I can list out in master node. There are four: API server, API API server, and cube scheduler, cube scheduler. Okay, cube scheduler, then cube scheduler, schedule cube scheduler, cube scheduler, queue scheduler, queue controller. Okay, and then so these are the major components will comes in the master node. The one more is in worker node kube proxy and kubectl. Those things will comes into the worker node. So how to set up kubernetes cluster, I have a plan to explain in a separate video, and this is the basic things has to be knows. Thank you. And many more related informations I have planned to explain in single videos. If it is help you means, you can give me some input to the this regarding these classes. Thank you.